Okay, we're back here at our YouTube game, and this short video is just going to be a recap of UK's turn. This was Hot Desert Runner did this turn. He doesn't have any no public videos on his YouTube channel, so we just thought we'd recap it. So here is the UK purchase. They started at 32, spent 6 on tech. They're actually going to use their tech this turn. Their tech is ATC and radar. So 32 minus the 6 leaves them 26, and this is what they're buying. 18 for a stack of 6 infantry, and then 8 for a destroyer. And these are going to be the attacks for UK. There's 2 here on the Europe side. And then there is going to be a couple of actions here on the Pacific side. One of them is really a non-combat movement, but I marked it anyway with a little red marker. So just to recap here what went on. So this destroyer in 91 has moved up into 105 to engage that German submarine, and the German submarine was sunk with no loss, no damage to the destroyer. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that from the board. The next one, this one is a little complicated. When Paul did his video, he had kind of mistakenly thought that the infantry there in Scotland was not Canadian, but that it was British, and so we just went with that. I mean, this is a friendly YouTube game. We're not gonna split hairs over this. But what he wanted to do was take this transport and pick up a guy that was in Scotland. He thought he had a British guy there, and he wanted to drop him off here in Western Germany. You can hear the dog and Julia running around upstairs, which is not our dog. We're just dog sitting this week. Then the other thing that he's going to do is the 2 fighters in UK, and again his tech is radar and ATC, so his planes leaving from a British airbase get a +1, and so the little fighters and tactical bombers leaving from an airbase, instead of being able to go 5, they can go 6. So we've got these 2 fighters that are coming in. The strategic bomber is also coming in. And then the tactical bomber from Scotland is also coming in. You'll notice there's an airbase there in Scotland. So 1, 2, 3. They all have, the little planes have 3 left. The bombers got even more than that. Anyway, they have more than enough to get back to where they need to get back to. So the outcome of this battle was the 2 German planes, the fighter and the tactical bomber, they were destroyed, and the infantry was also destroyed. But the UK infantry that we're just gonna allow them to have that extra infantry, no big deal. That was destroyed. The 2 fighters were destroyed, and also the tactical bomber was destroyed. So all that was left was the strategic bomber, which only fights in the first round of the battle anyway. He was able to eventually go back home during non-combat movement. So that's that action there. That's how that ended up being resolved. And then over here on the Pacific side, what we've got is Let's see, so this fighter on the carrier, which is in 39, which doesn't benefit from the ATC because he's not leaving from an airbase, so he just can go the regular 4. So he's going to go 1 into 41 and 2 into 42, and he'll have 2 left. He can get back to the carrier where he came from. And then the tactical bomber and the fighter, which are in India. Okay, additional non-combat movement. This destroyer is going to join the fleet here in 39. And down here, this guy's going to railroad up to Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. The guy in Anglo-Egyptian Sudan is going to go into Egypt. The 2 guys in Egypt are going to go into El Alamein. The fighter in Malta is going to go 1, 2 into Egypt. And that may be about it. The only other thing that we have here is convoy that didn't get rolled in Paul's video that we're going to go ahead and roll. We have these 2 submarines in 98. There are 2 IPCs in jeopardy at Egypt, 1 in Transjordan, so a potential total of 3. I'll go ahead and roll that here in just a second. So if I remember right, subs roll 2 dice each, and 1s, 2s, and 3s count, and again, can lose up to 3. That's kind of what's in possible jeopardy. So there's 2, 4, 6. So it's going to lose the whole 3. So then we're going to go ahead and place units. So the 6 are going to be built in India. The destroyer is going to be built in C-Zone 109. Oh, I forgot to move this non-combat movement. You can see the arrow there. This destroyer is going to come down and join, sorry, the battleship's going to come down and join the destroyer in 105. Okay, so, and then collect income. So normally starts at 32, went up 4 for that, which makes 1, 2, 3, 4. Bonuses, 5 for Egypt, Transjordan, El Alamein. Nothing for that one, but 2 each for Iraq, Iran, Northwest Persia. That's plus 11, but then minus the 3 is going to be, instead of, I had 47 set out, but with the convoy, I think it's going to drop it down to, if I pull the 5 out and put 2 in its place, I think that's what you get, 44. I think that's what UK has. I think that's it. That's the recap. In addition to the British Spitfire that's coming into 42, these 2 planes, the fighter and the tactical bomber that are in India, they are also coming, and they would benefit from the ATC, so they could go up to 6. So it's 1 into 39, 2 into 41, 3 into 42. Same for both of these planes here. They'll have 3 left each. They're going to end up landing in Burma. And the way this battle went, the Japanese fleet here, the cruiser and the 2 transports, which actually defend at 1 as a pair under the BBR, they didn't get any hits. They were destroyed. The Japanese sub, which can't be hit by the planes and can't hit the planes, just remains there. So then I think we'll go ahead and do the non-combat movements. So these two planes actually end up going back to Burma. So fourth move is here, fifth here, sixth into Burma. So both of those planes land in Burma. The one remaining fighter here is going to fly into 41 and get picked up by the carrier, which is going to rendezvous with him in 41. The cruiser is also going to non-combat into 41. And as another non-combat movement, the transport moves into 41, takes the artillery, and lands on Sumatra. That's actually a non-combat movement. That will be worth 4. Goes up 4. So other non-combat movements that UK made. So this stack of 4 infantry and the anti-aircraft gun from India move into Burma. This guy from West India moves into India. We already moved those ships. The destroyer here in 80 is going to move 1, 2 into 78. And then down here in Africa, so the infantry in South Africa is going to rail up 1, 2, 3 into Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. The one infantry already in Anglo-Egyptian Sudan is going into Egypt. The 2 infantry in Egypt are moving into El Alamein. The fighter in Malta is going 1, 2, 3, landing in Cairo. And up here, the battleship in 119 is going to come down 1 into 109, 2. Let's see, how does that work? Let me pause this. He wants to get into 105. Okay, well, while I'm waiting for the Allied team to decide where exactly they're going to end up with that battleship, I don't think he can reach 105. We do have this convoy here against the UK. In C-Zone 98, we've got these 2 German subs, and the IPCs that are in jeopardy here are the 2 from Egypt, the 1 from Transjordan. And so I'm going to go ahead and roll that here. Let me just pause this real quick. Okay, so since we have 2 subs, they roll 2 dice each. So I have 4 dice I'm going to roll. 1s, 2s, and 3s are what count. Let's see what we get. So, it looks like all 3 of the IPCs there are lost. So, let's go back to here. So, UK was at 32. They got Sumatra, so they're going up to 36. And then bonuses, they get 5 for controlling Egypt, Transjordan, and El Alamein. They don't get this bonus for Kwangtung and Malaya, but they do get this bonus, 2 per territory if the Allies control Iraq, Iran, or Northwest Iran. They actually have all 3 of those. So that's plus 11 on the bonuses. So they are at 36 plus 11, which would be 47. And then they're going to lose 3 for the convoy. So they end up at 44. So here's their 44 right here. And I guess we need to place the units. So The destroyer is going to be built in 109, and the 6 infantry are going to be built in Egypt. Sorry, India. India proper. So that's it, and as soon as I hear back about the battleship in 119, I will update as to where he ends up. That's it for UK.